Well, this is Ryan Modica from Capstone Search Advisors. Today's episode of Interview Them, the podcast that puts the hiring manager in the hot seat, is with Cody Petersen, CEO and President of Langmuir Systems. Welcome, Cody.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, Cody. So we've known each other for some time, and I know your background. I think for candidates, maybe the first thing we can do is just give them a little bit of highlight of who they'll be working with, who their leader will be. So walk me through maybe some of the highlights of your resume so that people can understand where you come from.
Yeah, sure. I'm originally a mechanical engineer by background. Went to a small engineering school in South Dakota. And then I spent about 11 years in the large corporate world. Really, I look at that experience in two halves. The front half of that experience was really in product development. The back half was in operations, each for great organizations, John Deere and Raytheon. I kind of hit the point in my career where I wasn't fulfilled by that. Took a leave from large corporate, ended up working with some much smaller companies, and worked my way up to be CEO at Azul 3D, a 3D printing company. From there, I got an opportunity to join really ShopSaver and Langmuir Systems. And it's one of those opportunities that you just can't say no to. The two companies build tools that I would use in my shop, and it's something where it's a hands-on world and just a fantastic team to work with. So elected to do that, and that's the real short version of my career journey. Somewhere in there, I did get a master's in engineering and a master's in business. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah. Now, I always liked the fact you worked at John Deere because I grew up in the country on the John Deere 910 as a kid, mowing 20 acres of grass. So it was a intimate connection with me.
Yep. It's a great machine. Most all of them are.
Most all. So then, what really attracted you? I know you mentioned that you would use the tools that Langmuir has, but what really attracted you and closed the deal in your mind to take this job to be the leader of Langmuir and ShopSaver?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a people-based business, right? So if I look at the two businesses, Langmuir Systems was founded by two brothers, Mike and Danny Downs, and just outstandingly smart, have had a similar career path to me, and they really rethink how to bring value to the consumer, right? And some of the smartest engineers that I've ever had the opportunity to work with, without question. So we have a lot of fun. It gets me back into the engineering world, and I get to kick around with that team. On the opposite side of the business, ShopSaver is just the most passionate family that you will ever get the opportunity to work with. So I went through the interview process and was looking at different options, and the being able to work with the people around me in both of these was clearly differential. And so I said, hey, I've got to join this team and see where this goes. It's just been an outstanding ride so far. Explosive growth, yeah, it's hard work, but it's hands-on, and everybody's there to help, right? So really exciting.
That's great, yeah. And I think that the next question I have really is just with the past and the current and the future state with Langmuir. Kind of walk me through where they've come from, where they're at, and where you want to take them.
Yeah, I mean, Langmuir was started in chicken barns in California, and this is now grown into 5 unique CNC product offerings, all of them for under $10,000 that guys can have in their shop. The big thing for Langmuir is to continue to build brand awareness. And then the thing that affects the most change in the brand itself is to bring new products to market. So we've got some new products that we'll say we're bringing down market in the CNC space, so that you can put them in your home shop, right? So if you're a welder, a fabricator, a car guy like me, this is all stuff that you wish you had for years because you've done it the hard way. And now we bring again that CNC technology in-house. We think of it a little bit like the early 3D printing market, right? Where everybody had a small 3D printer, except we can actually make useful things that don't break, right? We've got metal signs or brackets and things like that. So growing the product portfolio, continuing to accessorize that, building out more options, right? We just built a CNC mill. We've got a long list of work that, hey, we'll give this mill a ton more capability, right? As an example. So I think the sky's the limit as far as building out a tool portfolio there. So my goal ultimately is to take the brand, continue to grow it at the rate that it's been growing at, and then just kind of be the preeminent name in, hey, I need a CNC for home to, to either start my business or to further my hobbies. And I think we're on a really good path to do that if we can add some great engineering talent.
Yeah, and speaking of great engineering talent, that's what we're looking to connect with, and this is what we're going to be sharing this video with. So, who would this be a great opportunity for? Speaking of that engineering talent.
Yeah, we're looking for BSME and somebody that's not afraid to get their hands dirty, right? Some of the things that I did in in my mechanical engineering experience were Formula SAE or Mini Baja or like Solar Car or Aero. The coolest part of this role to me, and I wish a role like this was available when I started my career. The coolest part of this is, yep, you're going to have project-based work, right? But they're going to be your own projects, right? You're going to own them from start to finish. And when I say start to finish, that means, yep, you're going to draft it. We've got a machine shop, so you're going to go out and machine it, right? Run the parts. Certainly, we have help, right? If the candidate doesn't have that experience, but it's a great opportunity to really take something from the virtual into the physical, test it, and then deliver it to customers. So somebody that has that hands-on drive, but at the same time, again, I talked about how brilliant Mike and Danny are. Have to be able to go to toe-to-toe with them on math or engineering as well, right? They're not always right, and we need that challenge in the organization to build better products. So.
That's great. And then from an engineering team perspective, where's this role fit in? Is it the, like if you were to give me the hierarchy and the players already on the team, where does this fit in? And give me an idea of that idea.
Yeah, so the reality is Mike Downs is our CEO of Langmuir. Danny Downs is our CTO of Langmuir. This would be the first engineer outside of those two guys added to this company. I work with them both very closely. And so the org structure is pretty flat. You report to Mike and Danny and, be expected to be working with them every day. So really cool opportunity. Probably end up sharing an office with me down at Langmuir is the way it works today. And flat org structure. It's got a startup feel, but it's extremely profitable. So it's a really fun work environment. Kind of work with everybody, and everybody's helpful.
Well, you mentioned fun. My next question was going to be, what do you guys do for fun?
Well, work ends up being a lot of fun for us, but no, they're Mike and Danny Danny in particular loves fiddling with cars. He's got an old Triumph that he's put a Ford Duratec in. Mike and Danny together like riding motocross bikes. So we keep threatening. We haven't done it yet. We keep threatening to all go out to the go-kart track after work and have a little fun in that way. So I'm excited. I know I'm going to beat them all at go-karts. No questions asked. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun while we get through it. No, I mean they're automotive and fabrication enthusiasts, right? The entire company for the most part is. So anything like that. And honestly, we all kind of geek out on, hey, what's next for Langmuir? How do we improve the software or the hardware? How do we make this usable? So the two kind of blend together.
Okay. Well, I've got my last question, and then if you have anything to add, feel free to add.
Sure.
But with this position being a mechanical design engineer and fitting into this group, with the growth you have, what would be some future responsibilities that you would expect someone to be able to take, or will it be always in that same lane of being the responsibilities? So tell me more about like the future opportunity of this position.
Yeah, I mean, I think the opportunity is probably limitless with this position, right? So we talk about where the company is today. A lot of my job is managing the cash and the finances. Growing ourselves to the point where we can continue to add resources. I could see this thing. Right now, we're on a path to grow 50% this year. Right, if we talk about revenue. So I could see this thing continuing on that growth trajectory, building out this team to a broader and broader team. Obviously, as teams grow, right, there's opportunity for both technical leadership and people leadership.
Mhm.
But it's going to be a process that's based on what you achieve, right? So I think one of the best things that you can do in your career, right, is find ways to stretch beyond your role. And there are a limitless number of ways that you can stretch beyond your role at Langmuir Systems. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, no, you can't go do this or try this, right? So if this is a place where you're proactive and you want to improve your own skills, this is the ideal job fit for you. But it's not going to be paced by training. It's going to be paced by what you can learn, right? There's no formal training. It's we want everybody to be able to fish, right, at the company, and right now we've got that. We want to add somebody that has that same skill set.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like a great opportunity. We mentioned who would be a great opportunity for. Your growth is there. You being the leader, it sounds like the people who would be really in that market would love this opportunity. So we're going to get this message out to them. Before we do that, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I don't think so. Again, check out the websites for both companies, kind of see where we're going. Do some research, but it is truly an amazing group of people. And again, I can't stress that enough. And that's probably the most critical thing in any role that a new candidate would take, right? Is, hey, who are you working for, right? And what are their values? And we're going to spend a lot of time together, right, working on projects, and there are going to be good projects and bad projects. So have somebody you respect, have somebody you can have fun with, and have it be a culture that you want to be a part of.
Well, thanks for sharing your passion, your history, and the future of this business with us today. And we'll get this out to the candidates, and we'll keep the process going for you. Thanks so much, Cody.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you, Ryan.